right, today you're getting me in kind of a low place because, well, we're gonna make each other better by my failures. I decided to put in my own water heater. If you're doing that, I'm not saying don't do it. Just read all of the instructions, watch a bunch of these videos, and do your due diligence, all your research. In this video, I'm showing you how to change a heating element because I dry fired mine, meaning I skipped one significant step in the process of putting in a water heater, and I'll show you right here. Hooking up your water heater is not truly that difficult, but what you're gonna wanna do, amongst other things, and I am not a technical electrician, I'm not proficient in this, but one of the biggest no-nos that I just learned is hooking up the electrical before turning on and filling up the water tank. If you're scoffing right now and judging me, that's fine, but I read all over the internet and I'm not the only one that did it. Anyways, today we're going to change the heating element that I dry fired, which is essentially running it without any water in there. And this is what the heating element looks like, the coil, and I just fried it. So I have to put a new one in, or two, depending on if they both need it. Before you do that though, you're going to open this up, turn off the electrical. Always turn off the electrical, double check it with your multimeter. Make sure you're off, your breaker's off. Once you've done that, open up this is how it looks. These are both different heating elements here. Open this one up. I just taped it so the insulation stayed up there. So you're all good to go there. And then if you haven't already, make sure you drain the water tank. To do this, you're gonna wanna open up your hot water faucet at your sink or somewhere else in your house. Open up the release valve like this. Mine's empty, so there's nothing coming out, not even dripping. And then make sure that you close the water completely, and then hook up a hose like I had here to the drain valve, and then drain the entire water tank. And you'll be able to hear it. It's empty now. Now we can get to actually changing the coil. All right, the first thing you're gonna wanna do, again, is just double check that the electricity is off. And then once you've done that, then you can just take a Phillips head and unhook these wires. After you do that, there is a wrench that you can buy. I may or may not have bought this and then returned it right afterwards to take this heating element off. This is kind of what it looks like here. You just put it on, throw a screwdriver in the hole, and then give it a quick twist, and it comes right off, becomes loose, and then you can just hand loosen the rest of it. I will say, once it's out, you got to make sure that the washer doesn't fall in the tank. So grab it, and you can see very quickly that yes, I in fact did dry fire my heating element. That is not what it's supposed to look like. It actually looks quite a bit brighter, cleaner. I'll show you here in a second. So I cleaned out that gasket just to make sure it was ready for the new heating element. Here it is. See, again, looks very different than the burnt out one. So this part was a little awkward. You just got to make sure, because it is heavier on the end, that you put it in right in the center of that hole. And then again, you can hand screw it in, but it takes a bit of work to get it right. Once that's in, take the wrench again, tighten it up with your screwdriver. Once it's good and tight and you feel like the gasket's in the right place, you just connect the wires back the same way that you took them off. And now you can put your insulation back just as you found it, with the cap/cover with a small screw on top. And once that's all good to go and back just like it was when you originally opened it, then you are all set. Okay, now that we're all closed up, everything's good. Oh, and I did check the bottom heating element as well, and it wasn't affected at all. Just the top one was fried, and very fried. They're supposed to look like that. Whoopsies. So now that we're good to go, you don't turn on the electrical. No, mistake, false. You turn on the water. You fill this puppy up. So as you can hear, it's filling up, and it'll pressurize when it gets to the top. You don't need to cut that off. You get to keep this line on now. And that is it. And again, I want you guys to see what happens when you turn on your electrical before filling your water tank up with water. Read the instructions. Otherwise that happens. And here's a video of me using our hot water, but you can't tell it's hot through the video, but I promise the water heater is working now. Again, I'm not a certified electrician. Don't follow any of this if you don't trust me, but at the very least, maybe it's just good for reference. Don't make the same mistakes I made. You're welcome. See you later.